What is up, y'all? You know what channel you're watching? I'm Patrick. As always, let me turn this shit down.
That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an
Excuse my mess, as usual.
Back on gas on every fill up. Just download the free Get Up app and use promo code FAST for a 25-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank.
There we go. Now we can shoot the shit. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all had a good weekend. Been pretty good for me. Beautiful day today. The last couple of days were kind of dreary, shitty. Today was actually pretty nice. As you can see, I'm back on the wheel, working on the Ninja. I had to put it off. Like I said, the weather was crap, and I work a lot. I know you guys been wanting to see the work. Everybody wants to see the work, but the work is so tedious to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sort of give you the breakdown real quick, because I just feel like having you watch me do it, it's going to be like a 45-minute video and be boring as shit. Okay, so here's the gist. This started out with this seal on here. I do not have a seal puller, a proper one, so I used this thing here. A little cheapy ass piece of shit. Got down under that lip, tapped on it a few times, seal pops out unscathed. But this thing is so cheap, I broke the fucking handle. And I was hitting it with my hand. That's how booty this ancient ass piece of crap. I'm not really even sure where I got these junky ass things, but hey, it served its purpose. The seal came out, it's all good. So you get this seal out of there, and then the next step is this bad boy here, which is, as you can see, a snap ring that goes in there, keeps the bearing in place. I do have snap ring pliers, but the snap ring was kind of stuck. So essentially what I did was took another one of my cheap piece of shit tools, this pointy thing here, and I stuck it in one of the holes, and I gave it a few wraps with old brass store here, and that got it loose. And essentially I just kind of pried it out from its groove, and then I got a screwdriver behind it and just popped it up out of there. I know that's so many easier ways of doing this, and that's another reason I don't show the work, is because a lot of times the way I do shit is kind of corny, and people are gonna go, man, you're a dumbass, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're doing. And that'd be sort of right. Again, sorry about the shaky camera work. I am not a mechanic. I'm mechanically inclined, and I'm just not scared to take shit apart. Okay, that being said, after you get the seal off and the snap ring off, weird thing is, the other side of this rim, the bearing does not have a snap ring holding it in. So what you do is, shit. What you do is get you something long and round, and you want it to have a good square edge on it. If it's tapered or rounded off, it's garbage. It's not going to do what you need it to do. And you take your rod and you put it in the hole. Go ahead, have your fun with that. Down inside here, between your bearings from one side to the other, is a sleeve. This is inside your rim, between the bearings. That way when you tighten everything, the inside race, this inside race right here, that pushes against this edge, and when you tighten everything down, when it sandwiches, it don't fuck the bearings up. Don't forget to put this back. But anyway, when it's inside there, like normally you see this bearing, then this would be in there, and on the other side would be the bearing. But this thing actually has some wiggle room in there. And basically what you do is you put this rod down in there, like so, and you push this thing to where it takes this sleeve and leans it just enough that you can get the edge of this tool on the inside edge. I'm fucking this up. On the inside edge of that bearing on the other side, like from the inside out. You get that edge of that tool and you tip it sideways, and then you tap on it. You'll feel it grab the edge of that bearing. And you do it a little bit this way, then you do a little bit this way, a little bit that way, a little bit that way, and after a few taps, pa-ching, it falls out. Pa-ching. I made that shit up just now. But that's what you need. You need something skinnier than your axle, substantially skinnier than your axle, because you need that slop to where you can lean it. And on the inside of there, you tilt the sleeve, and this thing will hit that inside edge of that bearing, and you do that, and finally it spits it out the other side. Along with the bearing comes the sleeve. They just fall out. Once you get the bearing to come out, the sleeve falls out. The other bearing, the one that's still remaining, is a cakewalk. Basically, what you do is you'll flip the rim, and now that sleeve's not in there, you'll have access. If my camera was better, you'd be able to see it. You'd have access to the inside edge of this bearing here. Now, the whole reason I'm doing this is because I've noticed the last few times I've rode my bike, the handling through the turns was not on point. When I got this bike, it was a rocket on razor blades. I could shoot through a turn and lean the shit out of it, and it just felt rock solid. I had no fear whatsoever. Even my friends were like, man, you should ease up. You're leaning the fuck out of that thing. And I just loved it because it was so secure. I had no fear of it. And the last few times I tried that shit, I get through the turn and it's just like felt loose. It felt weird. It's a little spooky. And there are some times I'm riding double with my girl, which makes it even spookier. I don't ride aggressive when I ride double, but it's still the same thing. Anyway, I took my drive bearing out. I showed you on the last video. It's still sitting over here. That's sitting there, the hub with the push drive and the new bearing and the spacer. These fucking spacers, don't forget them spacers. They are crucial. But that bearing seemed okay when I took it out, but I went ahead and replaced it with a new one. And I was honestly starting to doubt there was anything wrong with it, and maybe it was just in my head, you know, because it happens. But after I took this bearing out, it's like, see how loose it is? How you flick it and it keeps spinning? Sealed bearings, they have some, when they're brand new, they have some resistance because they're packed. This thing is just like loose. I don't know if you can hear that jingle, but this thing's junk. So apparently I did have an issue where these bearings are not good, and this one's the same way. I can feel they spin really, really like overly freely, I guess is the only way to say it. Because when they're good, ooh, I can even feel a little grind in that one. So these bearings are junk. I do have the brand new bearings that I've had for a while. That's one of them. See if I can do this shit one-handed and show you. Yeah, I know it looks a little funny because one of them's got a red seal and this one's got a black seal, but they are identical. The numbers on them match. But if you see this here, it don't